Welcome to the Lady Nighthawk Show, where we talk about hot topics and many, many things, okay? And one time before COVID, we would have guests on all my shows, okay, that sang, danced, boxed, you name it, they did it, okay? But it seems like it's more important for you to get information that's going on every day, in our community and around, instead of, I can bring those people on anytime, right?
Yes.
So, She's going to introduce herself to you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sierra Eggleston, community advocate.
Okay. And so, everybody that comes on my show all the time, I say that they co-hosts, and they come all the time, talking about like Donald, Herb, Ross, your dad, Sergeant Eggleston, y'all come on, you're co-hosts, you know what I mean? Just two of us. And you're not a producer, you're just a host, right?
Yes.
Okay. But I appreciate that, that y'all come on like you do. And it's some very important things, especially with this heat. Let's talk about the heat first.
Yes.
I'm sorry that I told you to wear something cool, because you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about you riding in your car, but you have air conditioning, right?
Exactly.
And I wasn't thinking about that.
I had to turn my AC off because I got a little bit burned.
Yeah, so I don't know what I was thinking, but it's so much stuff been going on with me. See, like I just was thinking, okay, I don't want her to come in and burn up,
Mm-hmm.
And I said, dress cool. Well, I'm dressed cool too, so, but anyway, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But today was actually a cooler day than it's been. Like every other day has been 100 plus outside.
Mm-hmm.
Even the railroad tracks are starting to bend because of the excessive heat.
Are they?
On the blue and yellow lines, yes.
Is that right?
So,
But they were getting ready to work on some of those tracks anyway, right? They were getting ready to shut down, I think, the red line and the one that goes over in Silver Spring, up in Silver Spring and Montgomery County. A couple of them, they were supposed to be doing work on them,
okay.
I'm talking about.
Because I know they're still working on the purple line, like a different train track that's supposed to go from here to Virginia as well. So maybe that's what you're talking about.
So I'm just wondering if the tracks, I'm gonna say that's metal, right? I'm gonna say that's probably the heat, because in my house, okay, I had just come back home to lay down, and I laid down for a minute, and I heard this big boom, right?
Oh,
so I went to my family room. I got pictures of it. Didn't I send you the pictures?
No.
Oh, I didn't send you the pictures? I had to show you and Mark the pictures. I heard this big boom, and I went in the family room. I don't come through there. It's through the garage, and I keep junk back there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not junk, but my son calls it junk, because he said I need to throw it all away, right? But anyway, I heard this big boom. When I walked in over the door, the ceiling here falling, and it was water just spraying all over the place. And it's called I might pronounce this wrong, guy, the aerator that sits over top of the hot water heater.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know how long it had been running, because that whole area was just flooded, okay? All the way over past the door, over to the left, back there where the utility closet is, And I called my son, and I called both my sons, and they got around there as fast as they could. Just so happened one of my sons was an engineer, and he knew to turn the hot water heater, but it wasn't hot water. It wasn't a hot water heater. It was the thing that sits on top of it, and it was a pinhole in it, and it was extremely hot that day, and so we don't know what made it. I guess it had to expand, and so it was just the water. I'm gonna have to show you. It was water all over the place. They said
we haven't had a temperature this high since the 1930s, for real. Like, it's been a while since we had a hot summer like this. So you need to do annual checkups and stuff on your homes.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys. I mean, I don't know what this thing is. The thing that sits on top of your hot water heater is, I forgot what I think it's called an aerator. I'm not sure. But anyway, it sits on top of the hot water tank, okay? So it's not part of the hot water tank, but I guess it's supposed to like expand in case it's overheating or whatever. But I wasn't using that much hot water because it's just me. You understand what I'm saying? So like I said, there wasn't anybody in the house because I hadn't been there, So I don't know. Or maybe because it wasn't being used, maybe that's why. I don't know.
That could be a reason too. So what did you have to do once it flooded? Did you have to leave the house?
Well, my sons and them, they cleaned up as much as they could. I still had to have it adjuster come in. I had 2 come in so far. I got to get another one, okay? And they are tricky. I'm telling you, you need to check with your insurance company also. And you also need to check, but see why I like to give you information. Thank you for that topic. Because you need to make sure that your hot water heater, okay, that the company that you go with, I can't tell you that I have 2 different companies for 2 different things. I can't tell you a name. But I'm saying to check your hot water heater if you got a warranty on it, because I have a warranty on everything, right? Make sure that it actually includes the, I think it's called an aerator. The thing that sits on top of the hot water heater that, well, I guess for expansion purposes. But make sure that's covered, because the insurance company for the hot water heater that I have, they said the hot water heater is not broke. So they only pay for any components on the inside of the hot water heater if the hot water heater, something was wrong with something, but it's not that. That's not part of the hot water heater.
Oh,
okay. So you have to make sure that, I don't know if that's a separate insurance you have to get for that, you know, whatever. Now, what I found out with trying to get these estimates, you got to be careful with the company that you go with as well, okay? Now, my insurance company, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know where this $1,000 deductible came from, because I don't get a $1,000 deductible on anything. And last year when I had them come out, nobody said anything about a $1,000 deductible. So when I say something about water, then the guy tells me for this particular insurance company that is a $1,000 deductible, and after get the estimates, they would do the rest. Well, I'm telling you, I called another insurance company up that I was trying to change 3 months ago, but I got distracted, right? And I called them today just to see if it would have been covered. He said, yeah, we cover everything. We don't, like the other insurance company I have, they have another insurance company that handles like things that have to be repaired. I don't want to call out no names, okay?
That's weird.
So, but this other one, the guy comes on our show quite often, that I ask him questions that we could get right answers from. And I was going to change over to that particular company that they recommended, and I didn't do it. So I called him today and asked him, does this sound right, da, 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 da. So if your homeowner's warranty, that's the one. If it sublets, I guess that's the word I'm going to use, if it uses another company that handle your homeowner's insurance, then you need to find out, because you don't want 2 separate companies. You think you're paying one company, and then when you try to place a claim, then you find out that that company has another company that you have to go through.
And then you got to pay a deductible.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just saying to you, there is a company that's out there, you have to check it out for yourself, that will do everything but pets. I'm sorry, Mark. Mark had me do the pet show, okay?
Oh,
he's the director that's back there. He had to do me. But yeah, they have insurance for everything but pets. So I'm just telling you, if you got homeowners insurance, I suggest that you look it up and find out if you have a subsidiary. Is that a subsidiary? That does the actual claim work and pays out the claims, because who has $1,000 that's laying around somewhere, you know, if you're a senior citizen? Okay. Nobody. So my son and them, because my other son is an engineer, he knew exactly what to do. So they got I mean, I'm gonna show you those pictures too. And so I guess that when the people came in the house to do the estimate, they said, well, it ain't nothing for us to really to do. You know, I mean, that they would have made money off of, because they got the water and stuff up and they cut up the carpet and everything. But it's 2 parts to that too, guys. You have to have the inspector come in that will check for the damages, right? And then if there's any mold, those people are called something else. So 2 different people have to come in to inspect your house from the same company. One of them is checking to see if there's any mold, right? And then the other one comes in and they for the damages that were done by the water. And then the other one comes in and is supposed to do the remodeling, right?
Wait, so it's 3 different people coming in?
2 different people. So one company had been around forever, and the guy said that the insurance company that I had was a no-no. Okay, I can't say the name. He said because what happened was that they had to start paying for people's claims because they would get the estimates, thinking that they were going to pay them. And then what would happen is when it was time for them to get paid, they said, oh no, the customer has to pay that part and we pay this part. And so they wind up doing stuff for free. You know, so I'm saying you got to be real careful with water damage, okay? Somebody else was a friend of mine last night, sent me a name of a company, and she told me that her basement floods quite a bit, right? So she said that she's had a lot of water damage, okay, especially during the heat in the wintertime.
Okay.
So like I said, that was a good topic.
Right.
what happens though, she says that they pay most of it. She didn't say they paid all of it, okay? And I don't know which company it was that she was using, okay? Because it was a text that she
So
sent
what is
to
your
me.
money going towards every month that when you're paying these insurance people?
Well, I don't understand the homeowners insurance people because of the standpoint of view is the whole purpose of having homeowners insurance. And then I have warranties on like my air conditioner, my furnace, my hot water heater, my water thing, the tank that make your hard water soft, okay? It messed up that tank too because it was dripping on it, right?
Oh, wow.
That you just need to make sure that they're not all in the same company. You just have to make sure with the companies that you use, ask them questions, okay? Us ladies, old folks, we don't know what to ask. I wish I had my other friend tell me what to ask for, you know, when I got the insurance. Then I would have probably gone with them, or at least I would have known the questions to ask. But I had a warranty on it, right?
Right.
So why would I think that
So
I
you thought
wasn't
you was
covered?
good.
Okay, I'm paying all these warranties out for all of these things. And, you know, it's some excuse. So somebody said to me, well, let them do the estimates to see what they do, and then get an attorney to call the insurance company. That's what they recommended that I do, you know. So, you know, it's just been one thing after another. But that was a good topic because you probably are absolutely right. Those train tracks are buckling because of the heat. Just like that expansion tank just had a pinhole. I guess the pressure was coming so, you know, whatever it's supposed to do, that it just made enough that it was just spraying water all over. But I thought it was when I heard it, I thought it was a tree that had fallen.
That's how loud it was?
But then wait. Yes. But my son said, Ma, it wasn't raining outside, so where did you think the water came from?
Well, it has been raining lately, so you don't know.
But it wasn't, well, I wasn't, right. Okay.
But not inside the
I'm going to tell
house.
them that when I go back home. I'm going to tell them that. I'm going to say, you know I wasn't here all the time, so I didn't know, you know, and I didn't know how long. But also, I'm going to tell you one other tip. If you have something that happens with your water and it's spewing all over the place, you know, it's causing a flood, make sure that you call the water company as well, okay? So that when they see this big bill, that they know that you're not using it. So I thank God that God gives me wisdom, okay? Because he said, call the water company. Let them know that you didn't know how long the water was running, but it flooded in your house, and it was from, you know, it's not even a hot water tank. It's this thing that sits on top of it, right?
But it's still using up the water bill.
Yeah, so he asked me to give him a reading right then. And so I gave him a reading because they had turned it off. He said, well, apparently you're in good shape because right this minute you bought what you usually pay. So it's a good thing that you came in when you did. But see, the end of the month ain't gone, okay?
Oh, wow.
So, but what he said was that he was going to put a note on there. That's why I said call a water company. He's going to put a note on there telling them to use that reading there. And then from that point on, then the next time they do a reading, see the water been running. So it would have been from that point on. Does that make sense?
Kind of, sort of. So if you was to use your water again, they're not going to charge you for the rest of the month?
Well, but here's the thing. Right now, when he took the reading, I gave it to him, is how much I would have paid normally.
Right.
But remember, it's not the end of the
But it was still like
month.
2
It would have
more
been like
weeks into
50, yeah. But he's going to have them read from that point back. So that means that anything I use from this point forth, it'll go in the next quarter.
Okay, the next bill, not this.
Yeah, it'll go to
Okay.
next quarter.
Gotcha.
It won't go in this quarter. So I'm telling you, if you got a water thing, make sure you call a water company and you let them know what's going on. And I would also suggest that you call the electric company as well, because they have to put these blowers and things down on the floor so that the concrete and stuff are dry after they pulled up all the carpet and stuff. So they had to stay on for a couple of days. So you know that had to make well, it did, because I got my little bill and they said I use $60 more than what I normally would have used in electricity for the month.
wow.
So, because I get them to send me how much I do every month. So you need to check with the electric company too and let them know when you have stuff like that, because they have to air that stuff out so it won't no mold, you know, come up and just
Yeah,
don't
so
have
they
it
gotta
outside.
dry it.
Yeah. So, and it had to stay on for like almost 3 days just to make sure that they got the carpet up, but the concrete had gotten wet. So the concrete had to get dry. And then in the area where they couldn't get to the water, they had to make sure that it stayed on. So I'm telling you, somebody sent me, and they know if they watch this show who they are, they said, having a house ain't no joke. And I agree with them 100%, because it can become, you know, very, 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 very expensive. But I just thank God that this is the first time I've had a problem like this in my house. Okay, so I'm grateful and I'm thankful. So I'm just telling you, those are two things. Make sure that you talk with your insurance company. Make sure for any warranties that you have, make sure you understand what the warranties cover, okay? Then the other thing is that if you have to have people to come in, make sure before you call them, ask them, do you take care of this or do you take care of that? And if you know your insurance guy well, then you need to ask them too, before you get another policy for your homeowner's insurance, to make sure what are the things that you need to look for to make sure that you're covered, okay? Because that's very important for your homeowner's warranty, because you're paying that money out every month, okay?
Right.
And then the warranties that I have is extra. So I'm just paying for homeowner insurance where it's supposed to cover damages, but then I have warranties on all these other things. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so you got to make sure that you're checking everybody, because if you don't, you're going to wind up with a big old headache.
So the warranties, they last for like lump sums of years at a time though, right?
Well, when you first buy your house, I'm telling you because I know you're looking for one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
When you first buy your house, make sure that you have home warranty coverage. And then after you've been in there so long, you have to go get your own coverage. But you can still need to cover your appliances, okay?
Okay.
Because, and check with and I'll turn you into this person that I know that's going to lead you down the right path for questions that you need to ask. If I had bought my house then, I would have known what to ask. But you know, that's not the first house that I've had, and I've never had a problem before. So, go figure, right?
Yeah.
So yes, that heat can do a lot of damage, guys. Out there, and I believe that those railroad tracks are welted because of that heat out there. Because I see what it did to that little thing that's sitting on top of the hot water heater. Go in your house and go look at your hot water heater and see if it's a tank sitting on top of it. That's the part that's not part of your hot water heater, okay? So you better make sure you get insurance for that tank that's sitting on top of it, okay?
But yeah, just because of that, now I feel like people need to check for delays or plan their routes out a little bit early if they plan on taking public transportation,
Okay.
just in case that train line isn't working at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They need to do an alternative route.
Mm-hmm.
Also, stay hydrated in this heat.
Mm-hmm.
And try to be in air-conditioned areas, or don't be outside too long, especially between like 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. when the sun is at its peak.
Yeah, and the electric company says, I think it's they send you the thing that they give you credit if you between 10 and either it's 2 and 6 or it's 10 and don't quote me on it, but they'll send you a little thing if you're part of their plan that they tell you to kind of watch your electric, like your air conditioning and stuff like that, turn it down to a certain 5 degrees down if you can, and use fans and shades and curtains, close them, right, depending on what side the sun come up. And what's that? Then you have to change it if it's on the other side of the house. You know, you close the blinds and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a good point. That was a good point too, because the electric company has hours that they have. If you use less electricity, they'll give you credit for it.
I didn't know you get credit, but I didn't hear that if you use like the washer and dryer between a certain amount of time, like
At nighttime.
That's probably the best
And the
time to do it.
dishwasher.
And the dishwasher, yeah.
Use them at nighttime, yeah. But also those curtains and those the shades, those are important because some people like light. But if it's on the side where the sun is, all you're doing is letting all that sun come inside and all that heat's coming in your house. So just switch them up on the opposite sides.
Yeah, that sounds like my mom. She wake up every morning and open the curtains. And I'm like, can you close them? I'm not a vampire or nothing, but that's something attracting some heat.
That's right. And this is the hottest it's been since I can remember. And I've been around for a minute. And it's the hottest that I've ever seen it be consistently.
Yes, consistently,
like
back to back.
Yeah.
Starting June 20th. It was like full-fledged 90 to 100 degrees every day.
And then we haven't had that much rain. So, you know, we got a lot of drought.
And then when we get rain, it'd be only for like 5 to 10 minutes. It's not really a lot.
Well, I asked the Lord to move the thunderstorms away from my house.
And then it happened, didn't it?
They moved. They moved. It might take a minute, but I asked them, but they moved. Okay.
Oh my God.
Because I said I don't need any more disasters right now, you know. And please continue to pray for my family. I just ask you to do that.
Yes.
Keep us all lifted up in prayer. So it was another topic that you had as well.
Yes, it was about the gun violence going around
Yeah.
in the area. So there was a visual for the 3 football players that went to Wise, and one was going to the NFL. And at the visual, 2 people got shot.
Yeah, and they want a big old stadium. Who takes a gun to a visual?
When there's already going to be cops and police there.
Why are you
They was
talking about
directing
cops?
traffic
I'm
and
talking about you going to a visual.
And you going
for
to a
somebody.
visual for somebody that's already passed away.
Yeah,
You would think you come in peace.
Yeah, not just one person, but 3 people. Okay, these are 3 young men that had the potential to go far in life. Why would you go in a crowd of 1,000 people and take weapons with you and kill people? What was your purpose? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
Because if you go into a visual, you're going to honor the person that's passed away. And you're talking about these 3 young men. They were 3 young men who had very much potential. And, the people that were there, it was a kid that got killed too, right?
Yes, somebody passed away.
Yeah.
He was like 24 years old.
Yeah.
And then the girl got shot.
Right.
But she didn't pass away. She was just
injured.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just really, really crazy that, the heat don't make you go crazy, so don't use that as an excuse, okay? Oh, the heat made me do it. No, because y'all been doing this long before the heat came around, okay? But we need to respect each other. And I think that we've gotten to the point where, young people don't respect, and you even got old adults, okay, that don't respect anybody either. So I'm just not gonna blame it on young people. You got adults that are out here that disrespect each other, just as well as young people.
Exactly.
But we need to learn how to respect one another because, my dad wasn't gonna stand for it, and my mother wasn't either. And just disrespect, period.
But it's because you hold yourself as such a high esteem. These kids probably don't, the ones that's going out there shooting. Because if you don't have no respect for yourself, how you going to respect others? Which is crazy because, I don't know, I feel like we should have more programs that's geared towards gun violence, and it needs some harder laws on it because I feel like anybody's able to get a gun at this point.
Well, I'm not going to say the person's name, but if it was somebody out here said that they could go and shoot somebody on the streets of New York and would nobody ever prosecute them. And so if anybody heard that, then especially young kids, they got to be crazy because you ain't that person. You know what I mean? You going to jail,
Exactly.
okay? So you can't go out on the street corner and shoot anybody and think that it's supposed to be okay, because you will go to jail, okay? Worse than that, you will die. The other part of that, because if you're shooting back and forth and somebody gets you, you're dead, okay? But what makes it really, really bad about this gun violence thing is that kids are sitting inside of the classrooms when school was in, those shootings that we had back months ago when school was open.
Yes.
And they sitting in the classroom, and it was 2 people that came down the alley behind the school, and they started shooting, and one of the bullets went in and killed the little girl inside. It was even a little girl, a little boy, they killed inside the classroom that was sitting down doing that where they were supposed to be, doing what they were supposed to be doing. Got killed inside the school.
But they shot into the building, a
They
stray
went
bullet?
a bullet strayed. It was a straight bullet.
Wow.
And I think that happened twice in 2 different schools during a school year that happened to. That don't quote me, go back and Google it, okay? But I believe that both of those children, I think both of them passed away. I'm not sure. Either one of them made it and one of them didn't. And then let's talk about the little 3-year-old that got shot. That was outside in front of their house.
Oh my God! You talking on 4th of July?
Yeah.
Because something happened on 4th of July with another stray bullet where a child got killed.
And so, this gun thing, they need to make stricter rules than they have, and that the consequences behind it, because, you can make these guns now with a computer, depending on whatever I forgot what the name of the computer, I think it's called a ghost computer, I'm not sure. But, they can make them.
Yeah.
And whoever did that, that was the worst thing they could have ever done, because they have no way to trace the gun back to
Right,
any
they don't
bullet.
have no serial number, or it might be scratched off.
Well, if they're making them kind of like out of plastic, so they have nothing
snap.
that they could go back and trace any of those bullets or the guns to if they get them, because they made it off a computer. I don't know what kind of computer it is.
It's crazy.
But they don't have any. what you talk about, if somebody has a gun and they go here and they scratch the serial numbers off of them or the bullets off of them. Yeah, these are not made out of
These
metal.
don't have no numbers because it's plastic. It's like 3D printing. It's what it sounds like.
Right.
Okay.
And so those are more dangerous than I think than anything else. You know.
Right, because they're not manufactured.
Right.
They're handmade. It could blow back and injure the person that's even shooting. That's crazy.
So, you know, we need, if you have guns in your house, please make sure that you've gone somewhere and you know, to somebody's place that got it, one, they're registered, right? That's the first thing. And the other thing that before you put it in your hand, that you go somewhere to one of these shooting ranges where they can teach you how to handle it, how to put it away properly, and make sure that you have a permit for it, okay? And in your homes, if you got them in your homes, lock them up.
Yes, get a safe or something.
Yeah, because
so they don't get in the wrong hands.
Yeah, because these little kids pay attention to everything, and you think that they're not paying attention, and you think you lock your gun up. I'm not just the little kids, but the big ones too. Okay, you think you've locked it up and it's not secure. So you need to make sure that your guns are secure that you have in your house. You may need to make sure that there's no bullets in them. Okay, when you put them away. I know somebody, my son said to me, "Ain't that kind of stupid? You can have a gun in your house, don't have no bullets in it." So that means you got to go run find the bullets.
Just keep them close by, but don't put them in there. Because if you get in the wrong hands, you don't want that to be on you.
Right. But the thing about it, if you go to a class somewhere, they're going to tell you what to do and how to keep yourself and your family safe. You know, there's no point in having a gun in your house if the burglar going to come in and get it and take it from you and shoot you because you don't know how to use it properly. You know what I mean? And it's not put up safe.
If you put it up safe, make sure you hide it. Like, don't have it out in plain view for anybody to see because they could be watching you.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, little kids watching.
That's what I'm saying. You can have little kids watching you, figure out the password and all. So, make sure it's hidden.
So we're worried about the heat and we're worried about guns. Okay.
That's too much.
I mean, it's just a lot going on. So, like Sierra said, please stay hydrated, be safe, and, you know, and may God bless you all, that all of us be safe. And to those families that have lost people, we send our prayers out to you. We don't want to forget about you. And so we're going to say good night, okay? And you take care. So you say what, stay hydrated?
Stay hydrated, stay safe, watch your surroundings, and go to
all
a community guidelines meeting or something.
That's
be proactive.
That's right. That's right. That's my at the end of my stuff now. That's what I put on: be safe, stay hydrated.
Oh, you put that?
And God bless, right? Yeah. But I just want to thank all of you, you know, for watching, the viewers watching. And we just want you to be safe, please. That's all we want you to do, is to be safe and stay hydrated and look out for one another and love each other. If you can't love each other, then what? Okay. So.
That is true.
You know, so good night again, because this clock is, any other time it would have cut off on us, but I'm saying good night, okay?